Okay, so I think what I was just thinking as you were talking, Robert, I was in trance, of course. So then I was thinking about you know how in spirituality people say there is no time, like time doesn't really exist as a concept. It's all actually happening in the present. And I always thought, how do I wrap my head around the time? And my husband, previous husband, present husband, whatever, he was always obsessed with time. Like, what is the time? So we always had these conversations about the time, and we could never untangle what the time is actually all about. And so it was interesting. I was telling him how this helped me a lot, and and how I think he should tap and whatever. And so he was trying to understand, how is this different from tapping? So I was explaining to him, and he then said, well, okay, so could you just, I just don't get it. And then all of a sudden I have this incredible flash, and I said, okay, I'll explain to you. You love the concept of time, so here it is. And this FasterEFT actually solved that time riddle for me. So the time concept is there's no time. So if I changed, if I have different perception right now of what it was, then the past doesn't exist as it was. It exists as I have it right now. And so my future also is rewritten in what it is right now. Mm-hmm. So the whole concept of time actually collapses. So, and if I change tomorrow and I erase a whole bunch of other memories, my past again gets into the present, and my future also gets into the present, because the only time is actually the present time, which is where I create from, and if I change this present, which is what my memories are, I'm changing my memories in the present time, it's rewriting my past, it's rewriting my future. So that's why there's no time.
Exactly. Yeah, very good. Very good.
Isn't this great?
That's definitely a fact, and that's one of the things in the early days when I first started. They asked me, what do you believe about past lives? And I shared this in class, past lives, and what do you believe about it? And at that point, because I was coming from my Christian background, and of course they don't exist. And then later on, working with individuals, then I came up with another viewpoint. Well, maybe it could be true. And then I said, well, also it could be that the generational attitudes and belief systems are passed down through the generations, and that's why we think we have that. And then I work with individuals who come to me and they say they have a past life experience. And I said, well, tell me more. And so as I started working with them and I started shifting the past life experience, and the past life experience changes. And then you come in and see me, and I'm working with your experience that happened when you were 5 or 7, and that experience changes. And then, of course, people who have a fear of the future, and what they're doing is they're taking their past experiences and manifesting and projecting into the future. As I always said, I say there is no past. There's no future. There's just now. And when you go to a memory, and what the problem is that you drift back into your mind, into the trance of the past, and you feel like you're there. Now, those of you who've been tapping on yourself, now time has shifted how you see things. We were here months ago. It seemed like years ago, because of the tapping and our pains that were so real and so true when we remember as a child. Now they don't even seem real and true. It seems like it's never existed. Yet before we started addressing our emotions and our feelings, and it seemed like it was just today. So time is an interesting concept, but what time is it? It's time to let it go.